Now, after the conviction of Rudakubana, who took the lives of those young children, you said it was absurd the country wasn't debating integration more. What did you mean by that?
Well, that incident in Southport affected me really deeply. I have two girls, they love Taylor Swift, and when it happened, I could just imagine it being them. And so it's really hard for me to hear the story without thinking about the impact on victims and looking at how we can make sure that this doesn't happen again. There are a lot of people like that, and there's still information coming up, but there are a lot of people like Rudakubana who are, despite being here from childhood or born here, they're not integrating into the rest of society. They hate their country, and they're being told that everything about the UK is terrible. He had materials about, white genocide and so on. If you are being inculcated in hate, you are not integrating well. And there's so much that we can do across the board, not just on religious extremism, but also just extremism across the board.
But when people use the word integration in conversations like this, that's normally taken to mean people from different racial or different religious backgrounds. As you said, the killer was born in this country. His father's an African Christian. His mother's involved in the church. There are photographs of him in the newspaper this morning at the drama club that he used to go to. What's your evidence in this case that his crimes were anything to do with a lack of integration?
That, I believe, is certainly one of the elements. There will be many elements, but my evidence is my personal experience. I'm saying this as someone from a similar African Christian background, born in this country, that the effort we make to make people feel a part of the whole is very limited, and it shouldn't just be government, it should just be the whole of society. We allow many groups, and I've seen it even in my own personal circles, many groups just to develop their own insular, sort of segregated isolationist ways.
But I'll ask you again, because it's a very sensitive issue and it's important to be really clear. What is your evidence that that was part of the factors in this case? His family were involved in the local community, they were involved in their local church. What's your evidence that a lack of integration was part of the reason that he went on to commit these absolutely heinous crimes?
But Laura, this is part of the problem. I have seen what has come out of the court case. I have made an observation. I think that these are things that need to be looked at. But every single time a politician wants to talk about these issues, there's often a pushback. Well, what's the evidence? Well, we're not really sure. Should we use this sort of language? And the minute we start going down that track, I think we start to lose our way. I have seen a lot of evidence from things like the Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities, from a lot of the work that I did as a minister, that more needs to be done. And when I see these cases, and it's not just Southport, the rape gangs scandal is another one, there are incidents happening across the country that are forming a picture of things going wrong. And I want us to talk about it.